Have you ever had that spine-chilling feeling that something just isn't right? That moment when the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end, and your instincts scream at you to run? This is a story of that experience, of a conversation that should not have been heard. A conversation from beyond the veil of our understanding, and in this video, it has been recreated so that you can hear it for yourself.
818 Stories.
This is 818 Stories, where seriously scary stories are told seriously. If you are new here, please like the video
To appease our algorithmic god.
This story is from a man who went to pick up his friend for a late-night gym session. Once he pulled up and called him to come outside though, things took a dark turn. Here it goes. It was a Saturday night around 7:30 p.m. when my buddy texted me and asked if I would like to go to the gym with him. He was in incredible shape, and me? Well, not so much. He knew I had been wanting to make a change, but that I had been blowing off the gym recently due to work and school. I thought about my lack of commitment and, ready to recommit to getting in better shape, accepted. I told him I'd be there around 8 p.m. to pick him up. I got to his house a little later than that. I was in my early 20s and not very punctual, but I was eager to hit the gym with him. And he was also loose in his punctuality, so no big deal. I had parked directly out front of his house and honked my horn. On the other side of the street was a dense forest. I liked to gaze into the trees sometimes while I was waiting for him to come outside, so that's what I did while I waited. Some time goes by and he still hadn't come out. I called him, and he answered. He said that he would be out in a moment and that he was busy helping his parents with something. I decided to turn on the radio while I waited. Every station I put on, though, started to have really bad interference. It got so bad that I couldn't listen to any of the stations. I've had interference on a radio before, but not like that. Annoyed, I turned off the radio. I was tired from school and work, so I cut the engine, laid my head back, and just started to think with my eyes closed. But then, I heard a clap of thunder, and what sounded like a lightning bolt hitting the ground right next to me. It sounded like a massive explosion. There was no lightning, though. The sky was clear. There were no storms to have caused this. I had flinched when that sound had jolted me to my senses, but now I was curious. I rolled down the window and smelled the air for rain. I looked up, and the sky was indeed cloudless. Okay, that's weird, I thought, but I shrugged it off. A while longer goes by and I decide to call my friend again. I realize I've been waiting for half an hour since I last called him. He answered his phone and said, "Dude, I'm sorry, I'm coming out now." I said to him, "No problem, man. Family first." There was a pause, though, before he continued on the phone. I heard him breathing, but he wasn't saying anything. I said, "Hello?" He responded, "Dude, stop messing with me. Quit it." I was confused. I asked him what he was talking about. He said, "Okay, very funny. I'll admit you got me, but stop making that sound." "What sound?" I asked. "Dude, that's definitely you. For real, stop it," he said. I was a little annoyed and said, "No, man, it's really not. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about." The tone of his voice quickly turned from playful to concerned. He said, "Hold on a second, man. Don't hang up. You need to hear this." His front door opened and he ran outside. Finally, I thought. Now, what was this strange sound he said he was hearing? He ran up to the driver's side window and knocked on it. I rolled it down, and he quickly shoved his phone in my face with it on speaker. As soon as I heard it, my mind was flooded with fear. Let's take a quick pause from the story so that I can show you what he heard. I've worked with our submitter for days to get what you're about to hear completely accurate. I do warn you, though, what you are about to hear is disturbing. Take a listen. It sounded like a conversation of some kind. It would have been humorous if I wasn't so freaked out. I said to my friend, "Okay, man, quit it. You're the one that's messing with me." "I swear I'm not, man," he said. He now looked concerned too. He looked at me and said, "Tell you what, man, let's chill on the gym tonight." I shifted my focus to him instead of on the bizarre conversation on the phone. This made me a little angry considering I had just spent an entire hour getting there and waiting. "For real, man? I came out here to get you." He looked nervous and said, "Yeah, man, Both of our phones cut to black, and the strange conversation was gone. We both looked down at our phones. The screens were black, and the phones weren't responding. Then, I heard the conversation we were just listening to on our phones in the woods right next to the house. It grew louder, and one of the voices sounded like it was getting angrier. "Dude, what the f***?" my friend said. He started to back away from the car as he faced the forest. That sound got louder and louder, and then a red flash and a thunderous explosion sounded in the woods. My friend took off into the house. I tried to start my car. It wouldn't start. What the hell was going on? I got out and ran to his house. He held the door open for me, and we ran inside together. His parents asked us what that sound was and what we were doing out there. We told them what had happened, and the dad kept peeking out the windows. "You boys stay put for a while," he said. About an hour goes by, and we are looking through the windows trying to see what's happening. Nothing. Nothing was happening. I decided I needed to head home, but was too scared to go outside. I also didn't know if my car would start. Maybe it needed a jump. After a while, I opened the front door and ran to my car. I get in and immediately try to start it. The car started up without an issue. Okay, I thought, let's get out of here ASAP. My window was still down from earlier. Right before I pulled out, I heard the strange conversation again and a loud bang. But this time, it was further into the woods. My body was flooded with an adrenaline dump that squeezed my back intensely. If you've ever experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. I sped off as fast as I could. I called my friend to let him know what had happened, but he didn't answer. The next day I did reach him, but he just kind of shrugged it off. That was the kind of guy he was anyway. It didn't seem to bother him the way it bothered me. Anytime we would see our other friends, we would tell them what had happened. No one can really explain it in a way that makes sense, but we do like to laugh about it. That was his story. What do you think they heard that night on the phone? Write your theory in the comments. If you would like your story to be shared on this channel, please email me at 818stories@gmail.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe for more stories released weekly. Remember to stay vigilant, stay safe, and above all else, trust your instincts.
Because you never know what might be lurking in the shadows.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.